What's going on, everyone? My name's Tenebris Infinite, and today I want to talk with you dudes about how Road to Vostok is doing indie development right, working immediately on fixes that will change things in the game in a great way, to the genuine approach to communication and development, the ambition that fuels it all, and the end result we've already seen so far in the first demo. So, if you enjoy this Road to Vostok content that I do, maybe consider hitting the thumbs up button. You'll get a guaranteed can of pea soup the next time you play the demo. But subscriber jokes aside, let's actually get right to the topic of this video. Why I think Road to Vostok is doing indie dev the right way. So firstly, let's talk about how Auntie, the developer of this game, is immediately getting to the feedback we've given him so far in the demo. Now, I can't go into exact details as this is from the Patreon, so I don't feel super cool talking about the exact things we get over there, but as a bit of an insider scoop, there's so much in store for us. One of the big ones is how the demo is going to be updated along the way. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff in these updates that's planned, from things we've talked about already on the channel to things that we haven't. And I can assure you dudes that if this all goes smoothly, we're going to be having some crazy times in this demo over the span of the next year, and even sooner than that. A cool thing was getting to see that the dev has gone off to YouTube videos, the Steam community page, and then the feedback sent into him to figure out what the best steps are for moving forward in terms of fixes and improvements. And these again might be happening sooner than we all expect. So if you've been facing the issue of not being able to equip weapons or having general issues with UI stuff, there's a lot that will be changing in that regard as time goes on. But that's the end of the insider scoop. I'm sure we'll be talking about all this stuff in detail more than soon enough here on the channel. So, moving on to how this dude's just being a mega homie out here. So, not only is this guy out here making this game solo, which is crazy in itself, but the guy's putting up all the assets he whips up for free as a series of volumes for anyone to use. Whether you're a big dev or just getting started, you could pick up these assets. They're under open commons, and use them in your game or school project or friggin' anything they'd apply to. They're optimized and 100% game ready. The demo itself proves that more than enough. Dude's out here busting ass to make the best hardcore FPS survival game he can make, and he's putting up all the external work for free for folks to use. That's just pure, genuine goodness in the world of video game development. Something you absolutely do not see enough. Everyone's all about exclusives and keeping their tech and work private, and I kinda wish more devs took this approach. There's so many times where something really cool in a game gets locked away under patenting and copyright, and it's understandable as a business, but the hippie in me can't help but think that video games would be crazy if none of that stuff happened and everything was for the benefit of the medium. But on the other side is the communication that just shows genuine care for the community forming around this game. With the constant stream of either work in progress videos that all lead to what we'll eventually see in the game, to the more in-depth dev blogs, as well as regular tweets and posts on YouTube, it's actually a heck of a lot of communication and transparency on the project. And this is an effort that we'll see continued too, with plans for more dev blogs as time goes on, and the work in progress videos likely starting back up soon now that we're past Beta 1's launch. I feel like this level of communication has been one of the things that's made this project stand out to people in a lot of ways. The thing that fuels this all is the drive to make the best single-player hardcore survival FPS on the market, and this is a huge ambition. I really think in a lot of ways you can gauge potential through ambition, and having one set on being the best of what's arguably one of the more difficult genres to master in a game is a goal I could frickin' get behind, man. You see some games out there with big ambitions. Squirrel with a Gun, Halo 23, the next Grand Theft Auto. Okay, that one's never happening. But you know what I'm saying. The goal to make the best hardcore survival FPS game with a single player focus, it's just unheard of, and is the type of game I think people really need. You get more than enough multiplayer hardcore FPS survival games, but in single player it's like one or the other for survival mechanics or good shooting mechanics, with the exclusion of maybe Stalker. Now, will Road to Vostok truly be the best hardcore FPS out there? Time will tell, but I think the direction of the game is set on the right path to get there. And the thing is, too, is the end result of this first demo. Though there are a few hiccups with people not being able to equip weapons, I think the overall bug rate of this game is really low. I haven't seen any reports of it crashing for people, and on the other hand, I've even seen reports of it running really well, even on low-end PCs. I would say probably 75% of what we saw in the work-in-progress videos made it into this demo, if not more. And this all happened in something close to a year and 8 months of development. I've paid a lot of attention to video games ever since I was a kid buying magazines for Nintendo Power. They've always been my second main hobby, and to be frank, most games spend this amount of time in conceptual stages or early prototyping. The reason why we aren't spending much time in these stages is because the developer of this game has used Unity, the game's engine, for around 10 years. They say 10,000 hours to be a master of something. Well, I'm pretty sure Auntie hit that point somewhere along the way in those 10 years. There have been folks that have asked why Unity instead of Unreal 4 or 5, as they could be arguably better platforms. But I think the decade of experience speaks for it all. As well, something that took me for a shock, Tarkov is actually made in Unity, and it's undeniable that the shooting experience in Tark is one of the best out there. That gives me a ton of hope for the future here with Road to Vostok in Unity. Beyond it being a lightweight engine that can handle things like large inventories and fun applications of physics, Tarkov proves it can also be an engine that is great for creating and modeling an immersive tactical shooter experience. So I'm planning a bunch of feedback videos on how I think Road to Vostok can achieve a really excellent FPS experience over the next couple weeks, but I mean, I think the game's in really good hands here. We've seen awesome work done so far on the demo up until this point, the plans for the future are hype as heck, and then the asides that reinforce this guy being genuinely passionate about what he's doing. I really think that Road to Vostok is indie dev done right, and it's gonna be a damn good game for it.